going live. All right. All righty. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby. Basically, we talk about how great the New York Football Giants are and how badly the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys blow. Man, I never get sick of saying that. I'll tell you. As always, if you would like to subscribe this video, maybe share this video, that'd be freaking awesome. Also, go down below, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put a video out, you'll be notified. Also, just a little ways down in the description box, there's 2 additional links. Top one's a Facebook link. Takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants of Gridiron. We have over 9,000 members in the group. It's growing daily. It's doing simply marvelous. And then the link underneath it takes you to my Twitter account. Basically, I try to put Giants-related stuff in my Twitter account every day. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll follow you back. That's an absolute promise. All right. Well, tell you what, you miss a week, you miss a lot, huh? I'll tell you, I've been down in the Dominican Republic. I was on vacation for the 1 week. So we're back and raring to go. Fortunately, unfortunately, thankfully, thank God, a bummer. I missed that 492-0 drubbing that we took at the hands of the Texans. Daniel Jones, oh yeah, he's still a little rusty. He's still got to, oh my God, shake off some of the rust. I was able to see some of it, but some of the highlights or lowlights or whatever you want to call it when I got back. But oh my, what a difference a week can make, huh? I mean, how good we looked against the Lions and how, oh my goodness, how poor we looked against the Texans. I mean, it's only preseason and this, that, and all that stuff and everything. But I mean, how well we did running, I mean, if you take the running, the runs out for the quarterbacks, we had like 2 runs. Tommy DeVito ran 1 time and Daniel Jones ran 1 time. They picked up 14 yards. Other than that, the running backs, and Malik Nabers and all, ran 20 times for 60 yards. I mean, 3 yards a carry. Not going to get it done. The 5 turnovers. Not going to win many ball games with 5 turnovers. Our run defense was pretty darn good, for the most part. I mean, they had a couple nice runs in there, but I mean, they had 32 carries for 114 yards. Let's see here. And boy, I'm trying to see if looks like their quarterbacks really didn't run at all. Pretty much. So, 32 carries for 114 yards. If you take the one out for Tim Boyle, looks like they had 31 carries for 115 yards, but still, it's under 4 yards. I mean, even with the quarterback, I guess he took a knee maybe. 3.6 yards a carry the defense gave up. Very, very respectable. I mean, can't complain about that at all. Unfortunately, it looks like the bend but don't break defense, it is what it is. If we don't get pressure, which we didn't, we get. Let me see how many sacks. Let me count them up here. Let me get my calculator out here because I'm going to need a calculator, probably a calculator and a couple computers to add up all the sacks we had against the Texans. Oh, that's right. No, we didn't have any. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, no sacks. Yeah, that's not very good. So they were 24 out of 38. 255 yards. I mean, they only had 6.7 yards an attempt. I mean, once again, it's the bend but don't break kind of. You figure, right? If Daniel Jones doesn't throw the pick 6, we gave up 21 points. We only gave up 14 points at halftime. Actually, only gave up 14 points. You look at it in the first 3 quarters, we gave up a touchdown. Daniel Jones gave up the other one. So, and then, of course, in the final quarter, we got the 3rd stringers, the 9th stringers in there. Guys probably aren't going to make the team and all that. Once again, it's just preseason. But, of course, you'd like to see better outing. I mean, Daniel Jones, with the 2 interceptions, Tommy DeVito came in. He was 10 out of 19 for 75 yards, averaged 3.9 yards an attempt. I mean, you like to get it around 7. You get under 4 yards a pass attempt. You only had the 1 sack. But, running game was nothing was really very good. But you got like Malik Nabers. He showed up. He dropped one. Should have caught. But, the one thing, we had a lot of guys catch passes, though. So that's good. Slayton had that nice one down the sideline. Didn't get Waddle. He only had the 1 reception. Didn't really get him. And then again, I'm sure guys like, he wasn't in there that much at all. But, I mean, overall, it just was not a, let's see here, recap team stats here. It certainly was not a banner day for the Giants. Texans had 25 first downs. It's once again, it's preseason. Way too many. 7 out of 13. The Giants were 6 out of 12 on third down conversions. Very, very good. Texans had 369 yards of offense. Yeah. Nothing was really good for the Giants. Yeah, we didn't get 1 turnover. We lost 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions. I mean, you ain't going to win much of anything there. Yeah, 5 turnovers. No, we didn't get, as I said, once again, we didn't get any. Had about 25 minutes of possession. 25 and a half. Texans had 34 and a half. I said the run game was just a disappointment. Yeah, but we're going to go. One thing I do like is that the Giants, their offensive line. Yeah, I mean, there's always good and bad. Obviously you lose 28-10, but it was 14-10 going into the fourth quarter. Right, basically the Giants defense, gave up yards. But he said we gave up 7 points in the first 3 quarters. Right. So a lot of that Shane Bowen defense, it's going to kind of be a little bit more like the Patrick Graham kind of thing, right? Where you kind of drop in coverage, you keep an eye on the quarterback, right? Keeping stuff in front of you, nothing deep over top. You're not sending 38 guys like Wink does. Plus also too, I mean, a lot of the defense is just very vanilla. You're not getting nothing, no exotic blitzes or anything like that. Everything's very, very vanilla. But it's just like you like to see some pressure. I mean, it's not the 72 Dolphins that we're going up against. It's the Houston Texans. I mean, once again, they were a good team last year, right? But if you got your top guns in there, you like to see something. If you look at, especially you figure between Sexy Dexy, right, and what do you got? Like $50 million a year between Burns and Sexy Dexy, and then you got Kayvon in there. So between those 3 guys, you're looking at darn near close to like $60 million a year. Like to see a little something. But, yeah, but as I said, the offensive line was not bad. That's once again. Coaching makes a lot of difference. Makes a huge difference. Is that how you can bring in have some of the same guys, bring in some new guys, but coaching. And I'm not saying we got the greatest offensive line in the world, but I actually saw a couple pockets in there. And we only got sacked 1 time. 1 time. Pretty impressive. But the Giants, it's, once again, you miss a day, you miss a lot. The Giants shuffle their roster in the wake of Saturday's injuries. Oh, those injuries. And speaking of injuries, seems like obviously Malik Nabers, his ankle, I'm sure he probably won't be playing against the Jets. They still got plenty of time. I mean, today's what, the 19th? I mean, they're not playing for what? 1921. I mean, darn near almost 3 weeks. So we get till the opening weekend of the season. So, he takes it easy on that ankle for 3 weeks or so. I mean, apparently it's like nothing. Dable's like nothing. No high ankle sprain. It's just, I guess, just a sprain. So hopefully, and he had a problem last week, and then he winds up playing in the game over the weekend, and still caught some passes. So, and of course, one of them was really, my goodness, man. You just, you can just tell. Just get the ball in the guy's zip code, and it looks like he's going to come down with it. The one that he missed that he should have, looks like he was just trying to grab it like with one hand. Maybe, I guess sometimes you get so used to, pulling things in with one hand, you just get too, just too complacent with just trying to, one hand it, But I mean, it's like, if you have to one-hand it, you have to one-hand it. But I mean, if you can try to get two hands on the ball, might be the way to go. But you can certainly tell he's looking like he's going to be pretty special. But once again, with the injuries, it's a shame. He had a hamstring. Ryder Anderson, the Giants waived defensive lineman Ryder Anderson with an injury designation. Anderson suffered a hamstring injury against the Texans. And you were kind of pulling for him. You really thought that maybe he might wind up making the team. Right? Because, I mean, he's not overly huge, but his height, very tall. Length, right? So the Giants then, they placed offensive lineman Yodny Kajust. I'm really going to be pissed off that I can't say that name anymore. They put him on injury reserve with the foot injury he suffered late in Saturday's game. Yodny Kajust. The loss of Anderson is the headline of Monday's roster shuffling, as he has had a good summer and was considered a starter alongside Dexter Lawrence and Raheem Nunez-Roches. It's possible that the rise of Elijah Chapman, gotta love it. Defensive tackle Elijah Chapman played into the decision to waive Anderson. I mean, the dude was like 280, and he actually ran down a running back down the sideline. So you got to give the guy a lot of props there. The Giants signed defensive lineman Kyler Ball and inside linebacker Trey Kaiser. Corresponding roster moves. Ball came into the NFL as an undrafted free agent, signed by the New Orleans Saints out of Minnesota after the 2023 draft. Kaiser was signed by the Jacksonville Jaguars out of South Alabama after the 2023 draft. The Giants are thin at linebacker after injuries to Micah McFadden, Deontay Johnson, and Matthew Adams with a groin. But the thing is, it's like, once again, it's just bringing guys in. I mean, just you don't want to get too overly hyped because they McCabe brought, don't want to get too overly hyped. Trey Kaiser. From South Alabama, the Jaguars of South Alabama. 6 foot tall, 220. 6 foot tall, 224. Not very big. Not very big at all. Let's see here. What did he play? He played, 2021, 22, and 23. He played 3 seasons there. It's South Alabama. Let's see. His final season, 2023, he had 544 total defensive snaps. He graded out of 77.9. But once again, it's South Alabama. His run defense was a 79.9. His tackling is a 70. Pass rush is 49.3. His coverage grade was a 76.6. Yeah, so respectable numbers, but once again, it was South Alabama. Those are his college numbers. All right, nothing to get super duper excited about. Then he got Kyler Ball. He was with, he was Minnesota. What's up, buddy? 2022 and 2023. And then 2020, then he played 2019, 2020, and 2021 with Houston Baptist. Okay. He's a defensive lineman. He's 6'2", 305 pounds. So he's like a fire plug. Not very tall. I mean, 6'2" is not bad, but 305 pounds. So he basically, but his last 2 seasons were with the Golden Gophers. Let's see here. It was Houston Baptist. I mean, they're playing New Mexico, North Colorado, Prairie View, A&M, Northwest West State, Southeast Louisiana, Nichols. Yeah, who is this here? In-car. I don't even know who that is. McNee. Incarwood, wherever the heck that is. I have no idea. I mean, so they're playing, they're playing going up against some teams from Houston Baptist. And I guess he transferred over to Minnesota his final 2 seasons. So let's see here. His final season with Minnesota as a defensive lineman, he's graded out of 73.9. Run defense was a 69.5. Tackle was a 59. Pass rush was a 64.6. Nothing super spectacular. I mean, just once again, it's just another body. I mean, we'll bring him in. His chances, you got to bring somebody in because, just to fill the spots. But just kind of shows you what the slim pickings are out there. The one thing that will obviously make it where there aren't slim pickings will be after when the final cutdowns come. A lot of what the Giants also, okay. Now we're not exactly sure what it was for, but they did do Andrew Thomas's contract. We're going to go over that in a little bit. Freed him up with a little bit of money. But anyway, and we'll talk a little bit more of that in depth and detail at the end of the video. But when the cutdowns go from 90 down to 53, that's and you have to, you got to do your P's and Q's, dot your I's and T's or whatever those saying is. I'm an idiot, I know. But I mean, the Giants, change just now, like, oh, this is cool, hey, we're doing good. No, I mean, him and whoever he's got designated or whatever, they're looking at every roster. Where are we thin at? Where could we use some depth at inside? Now maybe it's inside linebacker. About a week or so ago, man, we got all kinds of inside linebacker. Man, we're doing good. A couple games later, they're like, man, we got like no inside linebackers left. Or cornerbacks, defensive linemen, whatever. The Shane, whoever he designated the work to. Shane might be doing it too, but it's like they're scouring every team, looking at all 90. It's like, who's got I'm going to Dan Deerdorf your butt right here. Who's got a plethora of cornerbacks? So-and-so team. Okay. So-and-so team, they got, I'll tell you what, they got like, I'm going to say 6 good quality cornerbacks. Tell you what, if one of those guys get cut, they might cut one of these guys. This guy's a little expensive. This guy, one of these guys might get cut. So let's circle this team. Jacksonville might have might cut one of their cornerbacks. Okay, then we just start looking around. The Raiders, I'll tell you what, I don't know if they got a bunch of cornerbacks now, but but they're scouring, they're scouring all the rosters. Who's got a plethora of inside linebackers? Who's got a plethora of this or that? Who we weaken, right? So once you cut down, you're going to go from 90. You're cutting 37 guys on each team. 37 guys times 32. That's like over 1,000 players. Just, right? Hitting the open market. Now you just can't go and, like if you're the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs, are pretty low on the pecking order. So you just can't say. Like if you're the Chiefs, you just say, well, we want this guy, so we'll get him. No, he has to pass through all the other teams, right? So the Giants are in a decent position. If somebody gets wind up getting cut, they can put their claim in on a few guys, right? Like I said, after the preseason's over with, if they're still not happy with a cornerback, if they're still thin at inside linebacker, if they're still not happy with whatever, or if they got if another one or two defensive linemen get they just traded away somebody, they just let Ryder Anderson go. If they lose, if they get a couple guys injured against the Jets, well, they're going to be scouring who's a free agent, defensive lineman. So well, as I said, we'll go over the money situation right toward the end of this video here. But just because we're bringing guys in, I mean, like these guys here, I mean, it's like basically Trey Kaiser and Kyler Ball. Guys that probably ain't got a rat's rear end chance of making the team, but we need to, you let a couple guys go, you bring a couple guys in. It is what it is. But I said after the cuts come, that's when they have a whole bunch of guys hitting the open market. So, as I said, the Giants are in a good, decent position to maybe pick up a couple guys that they might have some interest in. But they're doing their due diligence. They know who might become available. They know what players have a shot at being released, and the Giants might be able to pounce on them if they need be. But first, you got to obviously see who's going to be ready for the regular season, who makes it out alive past the Jet game, because we're the New York Giants. We rock and roll, baby, right? We get somebody injured every game. Can't go through a game without somebody getting injured, right? Because we're the Giants. Other teams can do it. Giants can't for some reason. Don't know why, but so I mean, as I said, with Trey Kaiser and Kyler Ball, don't get too excited about these guys. They're just right. They're just bodies to fill out the 90-man roster. It's just a shame though with Ryder Anderson, because he was doing well, and there was even talks about him quite possibly. Maybe making it the 53 for the Giants, but it is what it is. Now, got this from Empire Sports Media. Giants finally have the dynamic tackle duo they've been waiting for. Well, I mean, the Giants. I tell you what, according to PFF, right? Haven't done too bad. Have not done too bad. It's amazing, isn't it? What coaching can do. Right. The moron we had in there last year, somehow we went like the whole season. What did we play? Well, 37 games we play, and after all 37 games, we still couldn't pick up a stunt or a twist or nothing like that. Right? I mean, isn't it amazing? Coaching. It's absolutely amazing what coaching can do. I said, still picking on Evan Neal here. When the Giants selected Evan Neal from Alabama with the 7th overall pick, they envisioned him forming a dynamic offensive tackle duo with Andrew Thomas for years to come. That's what I saw. Absolutely. And you got a guy number 7 in the draft, and you team him up with somebody number 4 in the draft. You got your 2 tackles. You add your draft position together, and it comes up with an 11. Holy. I mean, go around the league. Is there other 2 tackles that you can combine their draft position and it's less than 11? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. And I can almost guarantee you, bet everything that you got. Up, 2 goofballs. What's up, buddy? What's going on, brother? I can almost bet you, if you look around the NFL, right, you can look at like guys like the tackle position, right, where a team's got a tackle from the 2nd round and maybe an undrafted free agent or something like that, and they're grading out or doing better than the Giants tackles are. I can almost guarantee you that. But it's amazing what coaching can do. But I tell you what, when they drafted Evan Neal, number 7, right, and had Andrew Thomas, number 4, it's like, man, whew, man, our tackle days are over, man. We ain't got to worry about tackle for years to come. Man, I'll be 85 by the time we got to worry about tackles. Oh, my God. Let's see. Over the last 2 seasons and 1,322 snaps, Neal has allowed 81 pressures and 10 sacks, often been cited as one of the least effective pass protectors at his position in the league. His difficulties were compounded by an injury at the end of the 2023 season, which required surgery, prompting the Giants to seek alternative solutions for bolstering their offensive line. Oh, my God. You got that right. They brought in Mr. Illuminor. In response to Neal's injuries, the Giants signed Jermaine Illuminor to a 2-year, $7 million a year. Previously with the Raiders, Illuminor played 905 offensive snaps last season, surrendering 28 pressures and 6 sacks. Despite these figures, his performance was notably resilient. After a rough 2-week period, we gave up 11 pressures and he gave up 5 sacks in 2 weeks. So, other than that, the rest of the season, he gave up 1 sack. He did not allow a sack for the subsequent 13 weeks, demonstrating significant improvement and reliability. Now, once again, I mean, is Illuminor going to be, we're talking Hall of Fame material or this or that? Of course not. But you're only paying a guy $7 million a year. I mean, we're paying Andrew Thomas like $3 million, three times the amount. So, I mean, is Illuminor going to, you just want the guy being serviceable, right? Can you not be a turnstile out there? That's all, right? Illuminor and Thomas, a promising duo. Illuminor's addition has paid dividends, and he has successfully secured the right tackle position, forming an effective partnership with Andrew Thomas. This was evident in the team's Week 2 preseason game against the Texans, where the duo did not allow a single pressure over 41 pass blocking snaps. Not too bad. I mean, I actually saw a couple pockets out there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this performance indicates a substantial improvement in the offensive line's effectiveness under the guidance of new offensive line coordinator Carmen Brasil. It's amazing what coaching can do, right? It says building cohesion and optimism. The offensive line's enhanced performance, even without John Runyon, who was injured last week, suggested the Giants may have finally found the ideal combination to support quarterback Daniel Jones. Yeah. The cohesion displayed by the unit under Brasil's leadership provides a foundation for optimism. As the Giants prepare for the week's 17-game regular season, maintaining this level of performance will be crucial to their success. The strategic changes in coaching seem to have been a pivotal move, turning around the fortunes of the Giants' offense. Well, we got a ways to go there. But, I mean, let's see here. So, and let's see. Andrew Thomas. I'll tell you what, the blocking grades. Pass blocking. Andrew Thomas, his pass blocking grade by PFF. That's all I'm going by. 88.1. McKeithen. Yeah, I said Marcus. I said Eminem. Oh, yeah. Pass blocking grade. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Let me get up a second. Okay. All right. Marcus McKeithen, pass block grade, 84.7. Illuminor, pass block grade, 82.2. Marcellus Johnson, 81.7. Van Roten, 78.9. These are pass blocking grades. Schlotman, 78.7. Jake Kubas, 76. Turbo Miller, Eric Gray, and Devin Singletary, all grading out in the 70s, 75, 73, 73. Jalen Mayfield, 73.2. Let's see where we got here. Zudu, 69.8. Once again, that's his. But with a Zudu, that's his pass block grade. Zudu, somehow, I don't know what's going on there. Joshua Zudu's, once again, just preseason, just 2 games. I get it. But his two games, he's graded out at 80.1 overall. His run blocking, 87.5. Joshua Zudu. We got here Joshua Miles. He graded his pass block is a 65.3. Aaron Stinney, 60.2. So, not too bad. I mean, once again, it's just all preseason. I get it. Long way to go, all this stuff and everything, but not too bad. Let's see here. All right, this was the offensive grade. Let's see here. Malik Nabers, his offensive grade was a 78.3. He led the team. Andrew Thomas was 73.4. Darius Slayton, 70.9. Joshua Zudu, 67.3. Somehow Daniel Jones graded out at 66.7. I'm not sure how that happened. Van Roten, 65.9. Illuminor, 65.3. Joshua Miles, 64.9. Jalen Mayfield, 63.9. Jimmy Morrissey, 63.2. Matt Nelson, he played 5 snaps at right tackle, 61.1. So, Yadni Kajust. Well, they let him go. He only played 1 snap. But, I'll tell you what, once again, it's just preseason, long way to go. It ain't regular season, blah, 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 all that stuff, everything. But I could probably go back in time to last year, see what our grades were in preseason for the offensive line, and it probably was nowhere near what those were. So let's hope we can keep things up, right? Of course, every time they talk to Dable about Neal, he's getting closer. He's getting closer. So maybe we'll have a Neal sighting when we play the Jets. Wouldn't that be nice? And if we do have a Neal sighting, it'll be interesting to see where they put him at. Do they put him in the guard, or they have Illuminor in there and they take Illuminor out or whatever, and then they put Neal in there, or they're going to rest the starters and just have Neal out there tackle? Be interesting to see, but it'd be nice to have that guy ready somewhere along the line. All right, wouldn't it be nice? So hopefully we have a Neal sighting. Then I saw this here. This is clutch points. 3 giant roster hopefuls who improves their stock after the loss to the Texans. And I didn't know who out of the 3. I was guessing one of them was going to be Alijah Chapman, and that I was right. The other 2, I didn't know who they were going to have in there. But tell you what, man, I'm not saying he's going to make the team or this, that. I mean, after they let Ryder Anderson go, possibility. But the dude's out there hustling. I mean, I don't expect, I understand with Dexter Lawrence and all that stuff and everything, but, but the dude's out there running his butt off. I'll tell you what. And the way he chased down the running back, pretty impressive. Now, whether he got to him or not, just the fact he was running down the field, I don't know. I don't know if he saved a touchdown or not, but, I mean, he was running down the side. I don't know who was, I don't even remember who the cornerback was who just totally blew the tackle. Right. But, Elijah running down the sideline, taking the dude, knocking the dude out of bounds. I mean, what a hustle play. What a hustle play. So it says Alijah Chapman. If you follow the Giants closely throughout the summer, you will know that defensive lineman Alijah Chapman has been a darling of training camp. He is an undrafted free agent out of SMU who has flashed some potential throughout camp as an option on passing downs. Alijah Chapman's his chase down tackle during Saturday's game stands out when it comes to his effort. Absolutely. And his play is deserving of a roster spot as well. There's no better time than now for Chapman to show off as well, as the 3 technique spot next to Dexter Lawrence on the defensive line is wide open. It is a heck of a chance for a young defensive lineman to play with Lawrence, Burns, and Thibodeau, and it should present many one-on-one chances. Chapman likely will only be used in passing situations, but there will be a role for that during the season. He played with the starters against the Texans, which is a good sign for him making the roster. Let's see. How did he grade out here? Oh, that's offense. Let's see here. According to PFF, defense. Let's see what Mr. Chapman did here. Brian Burns graded out at 91. Benton Whitley graded out at 83. Bobby Okereke, 82.1. Alex Johnson, 76.4. Dexter Lawrence, 74.5. Kayvon, 73.4. Isaiah Simmons was a 70.8. Jonathan Sutherland, 67.2. Darnay Holmes, 67. Tyler Nubin, 65.1. Deontay Banks, 64.8. Mario Goodrich, 61.6. Nacho, 60.7. Nick McLeod, 58.7. Woo, man, we had a lot of guys. Let's see. Let's see. Where did Elijah? 52.1. So he was on 36 snaps. Grand total 36 snaps. Let me see here. What do we got here? Run defense. 15 run defense, 21 pass defense. So his run defense, he graded out a 52.8. His tackling was a 67.9. His pass rush was a 55.9. So, it all depends. I don't know exactly how many snaps he had against the first team, how many as the second team or whatever, but his numbers were not super duper spectacular. But he's hustling his butt off, so you got to give him that. So we'll have to wait and see if he winds up making it. Isaiah Simmons, they said he helped his cause here. It says with the Giants transitioning from Wink Martindale to Shane Bowen as a defensive coordinator season, there were some questions regarding Isaiah Simmons' role in the defense. He was used as a decent amount with the starters on Saturday against Houston, and it seems he is carving a role for himself as a nickel. Isaiah Simmons likely will be a straight-up nickel corner in Bowen's defense. That will likely go, let's see. Isaiah Simmons will not, be a straight-up nickel corner in Bowen's defense. That will likely go to rookie Andru Phillips. Simmons could come in and be used in blitzes or specific coverage purposes. It seems that he has some type of role in Bowen's defense and that he is in line to make the final roster. I hope so. Let's see where we at here. I said Simmons. Yeah, Simmons graded out a 70.8 in the game against the Texans. His run defense was a 78.4. His tackling was a 76.1. His pass rush, 64.1. So let's see. Let's see in the two games. He's graded out a 69.4. Once again, it's just preseason. Long way to go. But he's done decently. They got his run defense is at 83.7, his run defense. His tackle is 78.3. His pass rush is an 80.9. So, in the preseason games, once again, long way to go. Jake Kubas, the guard, as mentioned before, the Giants' offensive line held up pretty well in the game against the Texans. While the New York does not want to see Jake Kubas in the starting lineup at any point this year, he has put himself in the conversation to make the roster. Giants and General Manager Joe Schoen poured a ton of resources to finally fix the offensive line this offseason, and they could keep a ton of players. So there is depth at the unit. Jake Kubas seems in play to make the roster with a good showing in the upcoming joint practice and final preseason game against the Jets. That is true. I said, let's see here. I'll wait, hold on. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Offense. Let's see. Kubas. Trying to find him here. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Let's see here. He did well against Detroit. He had 32 snaps against Detroit. Once again, just preseason. He graded out a 72 by PFF against Detroit. Against Houston, he had 25 snaps. He graded out a 46.1. His run blocker was not. He only graded out a 40. But, I mean, the Giants, they're, once again, it's just preseason, but they're pass blocking. He graded a 67.1 his pass blocking grade. So, I'll have to say. But once again, we got a long way to go. Giants restructure Andrew Thomas's contract. They save more than $3 million in cap relief. Giants gained some salary cap flexibility on Monday when they reportedly restructured the contract of tackle Andrew Thomas. Per Field Yates of ESPN, the Giants converted $4.175 million of Thomas's base salary into a signing bonus, creating an additional $3.34 million in 2024 cap space. Thomas signed a 5-year deal, right? Per over the cap, his hit was scheduled to be $23.263 million this season. Yates estimated that the Giants have $18 million in cap space. Now, I don't know about that. Over the cap, though, shows the Giants with $10 million in cap space prior to the restructure. By that accounting, the move will put the Giants around $13.4 million in available cap space. But then the thing is you look at Spot Track. I mean, Spot Track is the Giants' cap space, top 51, like $6.5 million. So if you go like this with Spot Track, the Giants have about $10 million in cap space. So it seems like you go to different ones, they all have different amounts. Let's see. Where the disparity comes in as far as how much the Giants actually have is unclear. The Giants, though, can use the cap space. With Ryder Anderson having been waived, Giants may need to turn to the waiver wire for help at that position when roster cuts are made. Linebacker is another position that has recently hit with wave of injuries. Giants also seemingly look, obviously, possibly cornerback help because we keep bringing in guys into cornerbacks in the secondary. So once all of the final, it's going to be interesting to see. Did they use that, the $3 million just to try to maybe help them get through the season, or because, obviously with the rash of injuries, once the final cuts come down, do the Giants wind up, taking some of that money and maybe going out and, I don't know, bringing in somebody who's a little bit more than just, league minimum, right? They're going to be active with the final cuts. Yeah. Looking, scouting all, figuring out what teams or, who's got a ton of cornerbacks, who's got a ton of inside linebackers, who might get cut, who can wind up picking up. And the one nice thing about the Giants is having a bad record is that they'll be pretty much high on the pecking order, which would be good, because we'll have to wait and see who. I hate being a jackwagon, but who winds up getting injured in the Giant game against the Jets? Hopefully nobody, but I mean, you go back a couple weeks ago, it's like, man, Giants got a ton of inside linebackers. Man, we're good to go. And then one guy after the other gets injured, and then unfortunately with Ryder Anderson, because he seemed like obviously no guarantee he was going to make the roster or anything like that, but it certainly seemed like he was having a decent summer. Just from reports I was reading and all. I always liked his height, his size, his length, and all that. Just a shame he had a hamstring injury. But it's like what you said. I'm sure they're going to be. And the nice thing with that, I mean, is that it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's like when they go from 90 down to 53, it's like like 1,000 different guys out there being let go who become free agents. So the Giants, if they got some roster spots or some thin spots they got, and of course then I'm sure there's probably some guys who are still out there who probably still haven't signed either. So, but you're right, the Giants will certainly be, without question, be very active at the when the final cutdowns come. All right, guys, been 53 minutes, 43 minutes. I can see 2 giant goofballs. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you joining in, pal. As always, whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. If anybody's going to spend any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much for Bob. It means the world to me. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.